Hi, everybody. My name is McKinley Thompson, and I'm with the Intercontinental Championship Movement. And I'm here to help make your transition to Switzerland so much easier. Now, Switzerland is a place that loves immigrants of all kinds and cultures. In a quote from Discover Switzerland, a little under 1/4 of Switzerland's resident population are foreigners. It's a place that loves immigrants of all kinds and cultures. They value organization, cleanliness, and punctuality. They speak French, Italian, German, and Romansh. And today we'll be covering their cultural resume, their communication, some enculturation tips and information, some applications, and a few closing points. Now, for a few of Hofstede's ideas, they have a long-term orientation, which means they're a pragmatic company that is willing to change but values very much where it came from. They very much value masculinity. It's a more competition-based society, according to Hofstede's insights. And they value individualism. There's a looser social framework, but people value self-reliance here. They also value their history. They value their long legacy of neutrality and think it's a realistic option for a lot of other countries. They also very much believe in the environment. They regularly run ads to encourage recycling, and an estimated 300,000 tons of compost are generated yearly by residents. They also care very much about the health of their citizens, which we'll be covering in depth a little bit later in the speech. Now, moving on to their communication. A few phrases that you might want to know that could help you in your transition are Gruzi, which is hello or good day. It's a formal greeting and it can be used in an office setting. The next is merci vielmal. It means thanks a lot. The next is gomer. It means let's go, we're going, and depending on tone and intonation, could also mean shall we go. Now, a light-hearted bit of teasing that you could throw at someone in general conversation is luli. It's lighthearted teasing. It means dumbass, but in a friendly way. It's something you would say to a friend, maybe an acquaintance. I wouldn't suggest using it in a business setting. Now, what you just learned was a little bit of Swiss German. It's a language generally used in Switzerland, and it is considered complicated even by German speakers. So a few phrases could really help you out. Now, for a few nonverbal things to keep in mind, there is somewhat rigid society. They value cleanliness. Pointing your index finger to your head is considered an insult. Always sit up straight. Don't slouch in public. A firm handshake with good eye contact is always going to be a plus. Shake everyone's hand, including children, and repeat that process when leaving. Now, as tourists, you all might really like to know that the Swiss pride themselves on the hundreds of events that they hold throughout the year. Now, right now, they might be on hold, but one such event occurs every 25 years. It's the National Expo. It highlights prevailing culture, politics, and the Swiss economy. They also love sports and the outdoors. So if that's for you, you're going to fit right in, especially skiing, soccer, ice hockey, even something as simple as hiking. Now, again, they really love the environment here. Littering can earn you a verbal scolding from anyone in the area. They work hard to preserve their outdoors because they love spending time in them. It's been a country of economical immigration since the end of the 19th century. Now, a couple other things of note. They respect the elderly very much in Switzerland. They have a respect for saving and the wealth it can bring you. And be prepared to give a gift if you suspect you might receive one. This is especially applicable in a business setting, so it seemed appropriate to include. The gift should be of similar value, and it's completely appropriate if it's something branded from your company. Maybe a pen. Nothing too extreme here, folks. Now, for some business applications, a lot of the verbal and nonverbal information that you've just learned applied. Now, of course, don't use the lighthearted teasing in a business setting because something to note, is their business meetings are generally very informal. It's business first, friendly conversation comes later. Um, Men and women generally dress conservatively when it comes to business. Men in suits and women in either a suit or dress. Um, for business dinners, finish everything on your plate, sample everything, always use utensils. And if salt and pepper aren't present on the table, don't ask for them. Now, meetings are generally very impersonal, like I said, but the last thing of note is business cards in English are completely acceptable. So if you still have them, hang on to them. Something else to know is that the Swiss offer universal health care. In a quote from internations.org, the health system in Switzerland is consistently ranked as one of the top 5 in the world, including healthcare for non-residents. The healthcare system is universal, although unlike other countries with similar systems, it's not funded by government taxes. It's paid for by the individual, but insurance companies all must have a basic level of coverage that they offer, and they can't reject anyone. That basic level of coverage is consistent across the board for insurance providers in Switzerland. Um, and again, from a quote from internations.org, under a basic healthcare plan, between 80 to 90% of your medical costs should be covered. Now, Switzerland cares even more about their citizens' health because in a survey published by MenuCH in 2017, Swiss people consume too much sweet, salty, and meat products and not enough legumes, fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. So, to combat this, the Swiss are considering having a Nutri-Score added to the front of food labels. A Nutri-Score is a color-based labeling system where the colors indicate where a food falls on a nutrition scale. Now, in closing, folks, we've covered a lot of information about Switzerland. And from the outside, it can appear like a somewhat cold and rigid society. But they're passionate people that love the outdoors, love other cultures, and embrace them wholeheartedly. There's going to be some barriers to entry here, but with a little bit of work, you're all going to reach great success. We wish you the best of luck in your move. Thank you so much.